Welcome to Dark Frame. This channel is dedicated to original psychological thrillers, mysteries, and stories that explore the hidden moments behind human decisions. Every story you hear on Dark Frame is fictional, but inspired by real emotions, real fears, and the quiet choices that often matter the most. These are not stories about heroes or villains. They are stories about pressure, silence, and what happens when time runs out. Each series unfolds slowly, piece by piece, until the full picture comes into focus. You are invited to listen carefully, because in Dark Frame, every detail has meaning. At 9:17, the room stopped asking questions. No voice, no movement, just time. Because silence isn't empty. It records every call you ignore, every second you delay. This is not an interrogation. It's a measurement. Welcome back to The Last Hour of Silence. This is part 3, The Rules of the Room.
The door closed behind Clara without a sound. No slam. No lock click. Just absence. Adrian remained seated, staring at the empty chair across from him, as if she might reappear if he looked away too long. The clock pulsed softly on the wall. 9 o'clock. The red numbers glowed like a warning. He leaned forward, elbows on the steel table, and spoke to the room. "You said someone told me not to call for help." Silence. Then a quiet laugh escaped him, sharp and hollow. "Nice system," he muttered. "Interrogation by abandonment." The speaker crackled. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just present. "Adrian," Clara's voice said. Calm. Detached. "Everywhere. Sit still." His head snapped up. "So you're listening?" "Yes." "Then come back in," he said. "Ask me the questions to my face." A pause. "Then, that would interfere with this stage." Adrian frowned. "Stage?" "Yes," Clara replied. "You are no longer being questioned. You are being observed." He stood abruptly. "Observed by who?" "By the system." "That's not an answer." "You woke up in a locked room without knowing how you got here," Clara said. "You accepted that part quickly." He clenched his jaw. "You said someone told me not to call for help," Adrian said slowly. "Who was it?" "Before I answer," Clara said, "you need to understand the rules of this room." He let out a bitter laugh. "Rules? Of course there are rules." "Yes," she said. 3. The clock changed. 9:03. Rule 1, Clara continued. "Everything said in this room is recorded." Adrian looked around. "There are no cameras." "There don't need to be." "That makes no sense." "This room records patterns," Clara said. "Not images." Adrian's expression hardened. "Rule 2, she went on. Nothing leaves this room unfinished." "What does that mean?" "Half-truths," Clara replied, "are treated as lies." "And lies?" "Accumulate." Adrian sat back down slowly. "And rule 3, he asked. A slight pause. "You are not here to prove you didn't kill Lena," Clara said. "You are here to explain why you didn't save her." His chest tightened. "I didn't know she was dying." "You knew she was afraid," Clara replied. The speaker fell silent. Adrian whispered, "You're turning silence into a crime." "In most cases," Clara said, "it isn't." "And in this one?" "In this one," she said, "it was a decision." The clock ticked. 9:07. "You talk like this was planned," Adrian said. "It was." He looked up sharply. "By who?" "By Lena." The words hit him harder than any accusation. "That's impossible," he said. "She didn't plan to fall." "No," Clara agreed. But she planned for what you would do afterward. Adrian shook his head. You're inventing meaning. She warned you before, Clara said. Didn't she? He stared at the steel table. She said, he began, then stopped. Say it, Clara urged. She said if something ever happened to her, Adrian whispered, I'd convince myself it wasn't my responsibility. The clock changed. 9:11. She was angry, he added quickly. We were fighting. She was afraid, Clara corrected. There's a difference. You keep reframing everything. No, Clara replied. I'm removing your excuses. Adrian clenched his fists. You still haven't told me about the voicemail. You still haven't listened to it. He looked up sharply. How do you know that? Because the system would have registered the change, Clara said. The system again, Adrian muttered. Clara's voice softened, but only slightly. This room exists because people delay, she said. They wait. They hope someone else will decide for them. That's not a crime. No, she agreed. But it has consequences. The speaker went silent. Adrian stood and walked toward the door. It didn't open. He rested his forehead against it. You said someone told me not to call for help. Yes. Tell me who. Answer one question first, Clara said. He didn't turn around. What? When your phone lit up with Lena's name, she asked, what did you feel? Adrian closed his eyes. Annoyed, he admitted. The word felt small. Ugly. And relieved, he added. Because if I didn't answer, I wouldn't have to act. Silence filled the room. That, Clara said quietly, is when the system flagged you. He spun around. Flagged me for what? For choosing absence, she replied. You weren't the first. His voice trembled. What is this place? This is where we document the hour people erase from their memory, Clara said. The clock blinked. 9:17. You have 13 minutes left, she continued. When the door opens, the version of events you leave with becomes permanent. Adrian sank back into the chair. You still haven't told me who told me not to call, he whispered. The speaker crackled one last time. You did, Clara said. You just didn't want to hear yourself say it. The room went silent. The clock continued.